Saturday night hockey action, and Stephen Gertson was happy to be back at the arena. The Cardiff Devils were in town. That meant big match for beer. Kids were happy, they were raring to go, and so were the Sheffield Steelers early doors. They got off to a good start, good tempo, good energy. Cardiff Devils had a new goalie, Whiteley in goal. Remember him from the Dundee Stars? He faced some rubber early on. Philisaire, of course, had left. He'd gone to Norway. The Sheffield Steelers, their big line with Le Guy and Ferguson, got off to a great start. Night play from Champagne. Ferguson just in front, gets a tip past Whiteley, off the shot from Jeff Le Guy, and at the 11-minute mark, those three, Ferguson, Champagne and Le Guy, all combined for the Steelers to lead 1-0. Le Guy shot just a slight deflection from Simon Ferguson out in front, and the Steelers led 1-0. Good hold-up play by Champagne, finds Le Guy as the trailer, and as I say, Ferguson with the tip. The Steelers led by 1-0. Sheffield would shortly go on the power play as well. Luke Piggott would receive a 2 and 10 for checking from behind. You'll see it coming into your play just now. Andy Carson calls the penalty. There was a little bit of afters. Nothing much. Piggott went to the box for 12 minutes. The Sheffield Steelers went on the power play for 2 minutes. But rather than double their advantage, it was the Cardiff Devils that actually got on the scoreboard. That Faulkner, right over the shoulder of John DeCaro, an absolute ripper. And the Devils were tied at 15:46. The former Steeler Gerard Adams and Tyson Marsh picked up an assist on this one. But just look, there's nowhere is there for Faulkner to go, except there. And Faulkner puts it just there. And the Devils were tied at 1-1. Controversial moment came shortly after. Andy Carson in the bottom of your screen, not once for one face-off violation, but twice, and that was too much for Andy. He'd had enough. And he blows his whistle, and he called a delay in the game penalty for a face-off violation. Cardiff were fuming. You don't get it seen very often, but that's the rule. Not once, but twice. And Andy Carson calls the rule. In fact, you can't catch Andy Carson out on the rules, as much as Gerard Adams is trying to there. So the Steelers, again, on the power play. Could they make this one count? Yes, they could. Drew Fata assisted Ashley Tate and Stephen Gertson. And with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first period, the Steelers led by 2-1. A one-timer from Fata just gets under the arm of Whiteley. You'll see it just there. Hits him in the chest, but just goes underneath his arm and trickles in. Steelers led 2-1 at the first period break. How many games, though, this year have the Steelers led or conceded a goal early doors in the second period? They did it again at 21-41. Josh Batch just in front of John DeCaro, tips home. The defenseman loses his man. Batch sneaks in to score. Steelers puck watching, and the Sheffield Steelers were now tied 2 apiece. Blight and Davies picked up an assist there. Then a little bit of afters behind the net between Kenton Smith and Tyler Michelle. Smith would go 2 minutes holding, and then Smith and Michelle would go 2 minutes roughing. So Michelle would disappear to the penalty box with Kenton Smith, but the Steelers would be on the power play. They actually failed to convert in that power play, but they had a delayed penalty goal coming up here. Ferguson gets tripped, but the loose puck comes out, and Ashley Tate scores. Perfectly good goal. Also, you think. It stood 3-2, the Sheffield Steelers led. Cardiff are unhappy. What about? Well, you'll see here. Watch Ferguson. He dislodges the goal just before Ashley Tate puts the puck in the net, and that's what the Cardiff Devils were complaining about. Andy Carson, though, you can see him with his hand up in the back of your screen. He allowed the goal. The Steelers led by 3-2 at 32-36. Sheffield would double that advantage very shortly after as well. Nice face-off win here from Limpride. Keep your eye on Jonathan Phillips, and he makes a play to Fatima, and boom! Have a look at that. Well, that was the problem. Whiteley couldn't have a look at it, couldn't see it. None of us saw it. Look at the smile on Danny Mars' face. 33-19, that absolute cannon from Drew Fata. Second of the night, but the Steelers 4-2 ahead. I think it's been a long time since we've seen a shot as hard as that of Drew Fata. Maybe Paul Baraldo, but I'm struggling after that. Ferguson goes close, starts in the third period, pulls a nice move on Whiteley, shoots. Where did it go? Where did it go? None of us saw it on the night. We needed super slow-mo to work this one out. off the crossbar. Ferguson so close to making it 5. Well, the Cardiff Devils came hard at the Sheffield Steelers, certainly in the latter stages, and it was no surprise when former Steeler Phil Hill grabbed a goal with just 6 minutes and 39 seconds remaining. Jared Adams was in the mix as well. He picked up an assist, so did Stuart McRae. It was now 4-3. This one just sneaking through. Steelers then had just over 6 minutes to hold on. It looked comfortable at 4-2. We were all very nervous though at 4-3. We got even more nervous. A high sticking call against Jeff Legui, and at 58-24, Legui heads to the penalty box. A power play. You'll see Whiteley now comes to the bench. The goal is pulled. It's 6-on-4. Can the Sheffield Steelers get a shot at an empty net? Yes, they can. This surely would bring relief. Ty Michel shoots right into the middle of the net. And at 58-51, Michel empty net goal made it 5-3, and we were all very relaxed, weren't we? No reason not to be. It's the Steelers, remember, we're talking about. Michel, though, that really should have been enough, shouldn't it? But it wasn't, because the Cardiff Devils came forward again. Remember, they're still on the power play. The goal is pulled. And look at that, Faulkner out alone in front. Bang. 14 seconds left. 5-4. Faulkner assisted Blight and Ben Davies. Had a good night, did that line of Faulkner, Blight and Davies. Steelers had to now hold on for 14 seconds. We were nervous again, weren't we, folks? Well, the Cardiff Devils came and had a couple of opportunities as well, but look at the commitment from the Steelers, blocking shots, diving into pucks, and the Sheffield Steelers, wow, they got away with it. They got the 2 points, they got the victory. Final score, Sheffield Steelers 5, the Cardiff Devils 4. Afterwards, we caught up with Ryan Finnerty, but before that, Drew Fata. Drew, good to get back to winning ways.
Oh, definitely. I think we got away from it for a bit there, and I think even at the end of today's game, we kind of got away from things a little bit, but yeah, we squeaked it out.
Are our problems at the moment just mental problems that we kind of do switch off at times?
Oh, definitely. Everything that they got today was from us. They generated a few things here and there, but for the most part, every opportunity they got, it was because of our mistakes.
2-1 up, 2-2. Then it was really important we got that next goal, which we did, Ashley Tate, after the great play from Ferguson. And then the goal everybody's talking about. We've just been in the sponsors' lounge. Everybody cheered you for it. Just talk us through it. It was a bullet, wasn't it?
It was actually a rolling puck, and I kind of got a little lucky. But Limper made the play from obviously winning the draw, and then Jono had the presence of mind to bypass it because we had a play set up, and the puck kind of rolled at the end, and I got a lot of wood on it, and they went in.
Yeah, it was nice to see the red light go on when that happened.
Yeah.
Just talk us through what it was like that last 5 minutes, though, or the last couple of minutes when Cardiff really did throw everything at us. What's it like actually down at ice level at that time?
It gets a little nerve-wracking at times, and I think we kind of got away from our game the last couple games. So to be in that situation, you kind of grip your stick a little bit tighter. But for the most part, I think throughout the year we've been really well doing in those situations. So to squeak that one out and get it done, it's just like taking the right step forward.
Okay, just talk us through. We've got to go to Edinburgh on Sunday, but flip forward a couple of days. The game on Wednesday against Dundee. It's going to be a big mountain to climb, isn't it? 2 back.
Definitely. I think it was because we missed that game and everything was kind of doubled up. It's a great opportunity for us to kind of turn things around and get back on winning ways.
Valuable 2 points, Ryan, but crikey, they made us all sweat for it at the end.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was unhappy with our last 69 seconds there. I thought we switched off, and you can see how quick it can turn. The game's never over until it's over, and that's what we talked about after the game. I didn't like the way we reacted after the 4-2 goal. We got to close these games out and play for one another, and for whatever reason, we switched off and allowed them to come after us, and we were lucky to escape there, not hitting it overtime, but taking that, we'll take the win. We've dropped the last 2, so we definitely needed a win, and to get back on the right foot here and heading forward, and especially with a tough barn we're heading into tomorrow. We got to take the positives tonight and go in because it's going to be a tough game.
Give me some positives. What you saw tonight?
I thought the power play moved it around well. Hadn't been doing that in the past few games. Offensively, I thought we looked dangerous. I thought we created a lot of space for ourselves and created some good scoring chances. And then defensively, the 5 guys, for the most part, they played well. They played well. They for the most part of that third period, we were never weren't in any trouble. And like I said, a 2-goal lead, they come back and bury one, and it's all to play for. But I thought the D guys played pretty well. Offensively, I thought we created a lot off the rush, which is something we haven't been doing. We've been having to dump pucks in and get them and create from behind the goal line. But tonight I thought we created some good chances off the rush, and hopefully it leads to more goals.
That third goal was important. Simon Ferguson did a hell of a job before Ashley Tate scored, and then what a bullet from Drew Fata.
Yeah, like you said, we try to get Fats' shot off as much as we can, and teams key on him pretty well, and they know he's got that bullet there. And when he does get it off, though, it's fine. If it hits the net, it usually finds the back of the net. And Ash didn't see a whole lot of ice. He's nursing a bit of an injury right now, so we spotted him in, and I thought Ezzy had a great game for us, filling in on that line. But like I said, Ash played some power play special teams, and he it was good to see him get that goal because he is battling with a bit of an injury, and like I say, he wanted to be a part of it tonight, and we obviously we needed him. But yeah, Fergie did a good job driving wide, and a nice play back to Ash for that goal.